Yes, good day to you guys, and in this video, we will talk about the top 10 life lessons I've learned from success and failures. Because let's be real, all the success that you see, my achievements, my cars, my businesses, the money that I have, expensive watches, clothes, suits, lahat ng meron ako ngayon, hindi nanggaling yan sa sobrang lupit na strategy, swerte overnight. Life doesn't work that way. Lahat ng meron ako ngayon, nanggaling yan sa paulit-ulit na failures, struggles, and challenges na nalampasan. Because we will fail more than we succeed. Yung mga success moments na nakikita nyo sa social media, especially in my life, it came from working really hard, learning from my own mistakes. And the best you can do right now, especially if you want to create momentum, if you want to be happy, if you want a meaningful life, and if you want to be successful, the best you can do is learn from the mistakes of other people. At yan ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. By the way, my name is MJ Lopez and I've been doing business for more than 18 years transforming the lives of people in the process. Helping people from zero to becoming millionaires and multi-millionaires, from millionaires to billionaires who wants a more well-rounded way of life. And if you are watching my videos, you already know that we've been uploading a lot of lessons, right? Thousands of lessons already. So let's begin. We will talk about the top 10 life lessons by MJ Lopez. Number 1, trust yourself more. Trust yourself more than you trust other people. Trust yourself more than you trust the business. Trust yourself more than you trust the platforms. Trust yourself more than you trust the strategies. What does that mean, MJ Lopez? Alam niyo ba guys, galing ako sa hirap. Yung lola ko dating katulong, buti ngayon maganda tawag kasambahay. Yung mabait kong tatay na gwapo, na malandi, itinanan yung nanay ko at the age of 16. Di nabuntes, nabuo. So from there, napalayas kami. So I want you to imagine life na punong-puno ng problema. So mahirap na nga kami, napalayas pa kami. And I was raised by a single mom. So mahirap na buhay, tapos single mom. So unti-unti, umaangat yung buhay natin. And I've seen the results from my mom's decisions. At nakita ko siya na ang dami niyang sinubukang negosyo. Nagsimula siya sa bigas, Avon, Natasha Boardwalk, iba't ibang klase ng damit, nagpapautang, Divisoria products, leather wallets, belts, alahas, halos lahat ng produktong pwedeng ibenta, binebenta niya. So try lang siya ng try. At nung tinanong ko siya, Ma, ano bang magandang negosyo? Kasi ikaw parang ang dami mong sinusubukan negosyo, ang dami mong ginagawang negosyo, alin dyan ang pinakamaganda? Ang sabi niya sa akin, hindi ko makakalimutan, it's not about the business. It's about you. Ano yung kaya mong ibenta? Ano yung naniniwala kang mabebenta? At ano yung kaya mong gawin at pwede mong gawin para sa mga tao sa paligid mo. Kasi kahit ano pa yung produkto mo, kahit ano pang binebenta mo, kung naniniwala ka sa sarili mo at ginagawa mo, maniniwala rin yung mga tao sa paligid mo. So that's a major lesson for me. So nung 16 ako guys, naubos lahat ng pera namin kasi nga try si mama, so na-scam kami, bottom line. At doon ako nagdesisyon. First time ever, nakita ko yung nanay ko na umiiyak. So balikan ko yung kwento. Galing kami sa hirap. Unti-unting gumanda yung buhay namin dahil sa nanay ko na single mom. Kasi nga, 16 pa lang, buntis na siya, wala siyang ibang opportunity kundi mag-business. Ano ang sabi sa Chinese proverbs? In every crisis, there is always an opportunity. So ginamit yung opportunity, yung kawalan ng opportunity. So for most people, drama na lang, negativity na lang, maninisi na lang, excuses na lang. But she decided to start her own business. So sobrang taas ng tingin ko sa kanya. Hangang-hanga ako sa kanya. Pero nung na-scam kami, first time ever, nakita ko siyang umiiyak. That's when I decided. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, I will become a millionaire. So I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. All I care is I will become a millionaire. So bottom line guys, I was doubting myself, I was doubting my skills, I don't know what to do. Siyempre, pag hindi mo alam yung gagawin mo, magdududa ka talaga, di ba? But because of a certain urgency, but because kailangan, but because I wanna help my mom, and it's meaningful for me. Meaningful siya sa akin, meaningful sa akin yung buhay namin, at sobrang bigat na rin ng buhay namin during those times, I decided. To cut the long story guys, I became a millionaire at the age of 19. I earned my second million when I was 21. Dumating sa point that I was earning 900,000 to 1 million per week. 21 pa lang din ako nun guys. So natutunan ko mag-build ng leverage. Natutunan ko paano magnegosyo. Noong 26 ako guys, nag-start na ako ng sarili kong company. At dyan nag-start yung success, yung pag-angat. Pero dyan din nag-start na bumigat yung sitwasyon ko. Dyan nag-start lumabas yung napakaraming personal and business problems. So pag pinakinggan nyo yung story guys, ang nakikita lang natin yung 1 million per week. Yung nag-start ng kumpanya. yung nagsimula ng sariling negosyo. Pero ang daming pinagdaanan. Maraming beses naloko. Imagine nyo, 16 pa lang ako, na-scam na kami. Nung 19 ako na, naloko rin ako paulit-ulit. Nung kumikita ako ng malaki, nung 21 ako, mas maraming manloloko. Yes, ang laki ng income ko nun. Ang dami kong kinikitang pera. Pero ang dami rin taong lumalapit na walang ibang hangad kundi gulangan ka. Mga tao na may motibo. People who want to take advantage of you and your money. When I was 26, I built my own company. I started building leaders, mentoring leaders, coaching people. Binigay ko lahat. Naloko na naman ako. At alam nyo ba guys, when I was 29, I lost more than 20 million. Tapos dumating pa si pandemic. So I also lost my hair in the process. Diyan ako nakalbo, diyan ako na-depress. And that is when I started immersing myself in personal development. And a lot of people will ask me, Sir MJ, sa sobrang dami ng lamang, hanggang ngayon may nanloloko, hanggang ngayon may naninira, hanggang ngayon may gumagawa ng mali. Ano ang ginagawa mo? Paano mo nakukuhang magtiwala ulit? And the answer is very simple. You trust yourself more. Kaya hanggang ngayon, kaya ko magbigay ng tiwala sa mga tao, magtiwala sa negosyo, sa platform na meron ako, sa mga strategies na meron ako, it's because mas may tiwala ako sa sarili ko. You have to trust yourself so much to the point na alam mo sa sarili mo kahit iwan ka nila, kaya mo. Alam mo sa sarili mo na kahit malugi yung negosyo mo, kaya mo. Na kahit mag-fail yung strategy mo, kaya mo. Mas makakapagbigay ka ng tiwala sa iba, sa negosyo mo, sa strategies mo, sa platform na meron ka ngayon, kung may tiwala ka muna sa sarili mo. And the confidence that I have right now was not built because of success and achievements. It was built through adversities and failures and pain. Naging mas confident ako ngayon kasi sure ako, kahit anong problemang ibigay sa akin, kaya kong malampasan. Kasi na-proof ko na yun sa sarili ko. I have evidences that I can. And I'm here to tell you that maybe wala ang confidence ngayon kasi gusto mo muna ng maraming pera bago ka maging confident. Tama ba? Gusto mo ng resulta, you wanna get the girl that you want, kailangan sagutin ka muna niya, kailangan maraming mag-like sa post mo, kailangan sabihan ka ng tao na pogi ka, kailangan may ma-achieve ka muna. Confidence doesn't work that way. Yes, pwedeng makatulong yung resulta. Yes, pwedeng makatulong yung pera. Pero hindi lang yun yung kailangan mo. What you need are evidences na kaya mong malampasan yung challenges and struggles. So, ibig sabihin, pwede ka palang maging confident ngayon kasi buhay ka pa. Kasi nalalampasan mo yung mga problema mo. Kasi lumalabang ka pa rin. Maybe you just fail to acknowledge yourself and who you really are. Kaya pag may nagtanong sa akin, Sir MJ, ba't ganun? Kami na isang beses, dalawang beses lang naloko, ang hirap ng magbigay ng tiwala. Pero bakit ikaw, Sir MJ, sobrang dami ng loko sa'yo, pero kaya mo pa rin magtiwala? Because again, I trust myself so much na kahit anong gawin nila, alam kong kaya kong makabawi. Alam ko sa sarili ko na kaya kong bumangon. And that's lesson number 1. Trust yourself more than you trust anybody around you. Because at the end of the day, sarili mo yung kasama mo. Number 2. Knowledge is not power. It is only potential power. It is usable power. How many times in your life na in your mind, alam mo yung dapat mong gawin? Alam mo yung pwede mong gawin? Alam mo yung kaya mong gawin? Pero hanggang ngayon, hindi mo ginagawa. And because of that, mababa yung tingin mo sa sarili mo. Because of that, you are doubting yourself. Because of that, you are procrastinating even more. At baka nandadamay ka na at naninira ka na rin ng ibang tao. How many times in your life that you have the knowledge, but you are using your knowledge against you? Guys, it's not about what you know. It's about what you do. Hindi to paramihan ng alam. Paramihan to ng kaya mong i-apply na nalalaman. Kasi nonsense lahat ng alam mo, nonsense lahat ng nabasa mong libro kung hindi mo siya gagamitin at i-apply ngayon. Think of it this way. Ang knowledge para siyang baterya and you are the machine. Right? So the battery has power in it. So una, you have to acquire the knowledge. You have to put the battery in the machine. So let's just say na-acquire mo na yung knowledge. You have to turn on the machine. You have to use the knowledge. You have to use the power in the battery. You have to turn it on first. Same goes in life. Alam nyo ba guys, lahat ng multi-millionaires at mga billionaires na kakilala ko, maliban sa sobrang grabe sila mag-acquire ng knowledge, sobrang bilis nila mag-take ng action. Kaya nga lagi kong sinasabi, you have to take action quick. Pag may natutunan ka ngayon, i-apply mo ngayon. And that's power. Hindi na power ngayon yung patalinuhan. Lahat ng tao ngayon matalino na eh. Lahat ng tao ngayon feeling nila matalino sila eh. We have Google search, we have AI, we have videos like this. Ang daming way to actually acquire knowledge. But the problem with most people now is, Ang bagal nilang mag-apply ng knowledge, mag-execute. So the power is not in the knowledge. The power is in the execution of the knowledge that you have. Kaya nga kahit merong hindi sobrang galing, hindi sobrang talino, hindi sobrang perfectionist, pero lagi lang nagtitake ng action, gawa lang ng gawa. Napapansin niyo ba na sila yung kumikita ng pera? Sila yung nagiging successful? Sila yung nakakaangat sa buhay? Because again, it's not about what you know, it's about what you do. Tapos how many times in your life na sinasabotahan mo yung sarili mo dahil sa knowledge na meron ka? Think about it. Law of attraction na lang, ang dami kong kakilala. Basa ng basa, law of attraction, manifesting. Eto na, ang sabi, thoughts become things. Lahat daw ng iniisip mo nangyayari. Nakapag-isip siya ng konting-konting negativity. In-overthink niya ngayon. Hala, nag-iisip ako ng negative. Sabi, thoughts become things, baka mangyari yan. Naku, pag nangyari yan, ito yung mangyayari. Naku, lalong mahirap, lalong ganito. In-overthink mo ngayon yung tiny bit na naisip mong negative. You are now using your knowledge against you. A lot of people will use the knowledge to bring more excuses to the table, to justify their mistakes, to justify procrastination. So knowledge is not power. Using the knowledge to help people, to make the lives of other people better, that's power. Number 3, don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Now, because of social media, usong-uso na yung comparison. And I've seen a lot of influencers, a lot of people in social media who will post and they are expecting likes and hearts and comments every single day. Nothing wrong with that. We all deserve likes. We all deserve positive comments. Pero alam nyo realidad, hindi mo makukuha agad yung likes and comments and shares. You have to work really hard for it. Alam natin yan sa social media world na kung sino pa yung toxic, sino pa yung negative, sila pa yung nakakakuha ng maraming attention. At ang mahirap, gumagawa ka naman ng tama, alam mong tama yung ginagawa mo, alam mo na nagkikreate ka ng value, tapos ikukumpara mo pa yung sarili mo sa ibang tao. Kaya nga usong-uso ngayon yung post na gagawa na lang sila ng konting illegal para yumaman. And that narrative came from comparing themselves to other people. Nagawa na sila ng excuse, nagawa na ng justification, nagawa na ng kwento. Naakala nila majority ng mayaman may ginagawang illegal. But that's just a story. Kasi nga kinukumpara mo na yung sarili mo sa ibang tao. Tandaan nyo, don't compare your chapter 1 on other people's chapter 10. On other people's chapter 20. Talo ka doon. Natural mas malaki income nila. Natural mas malayo na sila. Ang tagal na nila eh. Matagal na sila sa industriya eh. Mas matagal na nilang ginagawa yung gusto mong gawin ngayon. Instead of comparing yourself to them, use them as reference. Use them as inspiration. And compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Sir, may naisip akong technique. To make me feel good about myself, ikukumpara ko yung sarili ko sa mga taong sabaw. Sa mga taong walang kwenta. Sa mga taong alam kong mas magaling ako. You might feel good right now for comparing yourself sa mga taong alam mo namang mas magaling ka. But if you do that over and over, you will become narcissistic. Alam mo naman na better ka sa kanila, bakit ikukumpara mo sarili mo dun? In reality, you must be helping these people. Since alam mong mas magaling ka sa kanila, you can bring them value. Especially kung alam mo na yung journey nila, yun yung dinaanan mo before. Alam niyo ba guys, the best way to create value right now is to help those people na pinagdadaanan ngayon yung pinagdaanan mo before. Kasi alam mo na kung paano malampasan yung pinagdadaanan nila ngayon eh. You know what to do. You know the tools, you know the strategies. And that's what I'm doing right now. All these lessons came from my own personal experiences in life that maybe you are struggling with comparing yourself to other people. Maybe you don't trust yourself anymore kasi napakarami mo nang nagawang mali or ikaw yung laging paulit-ulit na loloko ng ibang tao. Or maybe you keep on acquiring knowledge, basa ka ng basa ng libro, pero hanggang ngayon wala kang nasisimulan. I'm here to share with you value by learning from my own mistakes. So lahat ng dinidiscuss ko dito, expert ako dito. Not because sobrang galing ko, but because ang daming beses kong nagkamali sa lahat ng principles and lessons na ituturo ko sa inyo in this video. And I don't want you to make the same mistakes. Para mas mabilis yung growth, para makapag-build ka ng momentum, maybe you can learn from the top 10 lessons. Number 4, everything you do has a cost. So kung may gagawin ka at wala kang gagawin, parehas may cost yun. Parehas yun may risk. So ang risk, both ways yan. Kaya nga ang mahihirap lalong humihirap at ang mayayaman lalong yumayaman kasi magkaiba sila ng sequence ng decision making. Guys, ang mayaman at mahirap parehas yan decided. Magkaiba sila ng decision making at magkaiba sila ng sequence ng pagde-decide. I'm gonna give you an example. Ang mga mahihirap, ang decision nila, is to keep whatever they have, right? It's to lessen the risk. Kasi nga, ang mindset, especially based on the situation, teka, konti na nga lang ang meron ako isusugal ko pa sa negosyo. Pero magugulat ka, nagsusugal sila sa ibang bagay. Right? Ang dami kong expenses I cannot afford to make mistakes. I cannot afford to do something new. Right? Yan ang thinking ng mga mahihirap. So they are afraid to lose. Ang mga mayayaman, anything na pwedeng pagkakitaan. Any opportunity, especially during a crisis. Ang mga mayayaman, bumibili during a crisis. Ang mga mahihirap, nagsasave during a crisis. Magkaiba ng sequence. Ang mga mayayaman, pag tag-ani, pag harvest time, saka sila nagbebenta. Ang mga mahihirap, pag harvest time, saka sila bumibili. Again, pag may crisis, di ba ang mga mahihirap magtitipid? Ang mga mayayaman, bibili ng stocks. Bibili ng lupa kasi bagsak ang presyo. So pag may crisis, bagsak ang presyo, ang mga mayayaman, bibili ng bibili. Pag maganda economy, yung mga mahihirap may konting pera. Yung mga mayayaman magbebenta yan ng produkto na bibili ng mahihirap. So it's a cycle. It's because magkaiba ng sequence ng decisions. Ang mga mayayaman gagawa yan ng paraan pag may nakitang opportunity yan. Ang mga mahihirap gagawa lang yan ng paraan kapag may emergency, kapag mayroong may sakit, kapag may mamamatay na, kapag may na-ospital. Ang mga mayayaman hindi na yan naghihintay ng emergency. Sir MJ, paano naman kami na walang pera? Again guys, nag-start lang kami sa walang pera. Remember, 16 ako noon, na-scam kami. Negative 2.5 million kami guys. So wala ring choice kundi lumaban. It so happened that in that situation, natuto akong mag-decide. Natuto ako, napatunayan ko sa sarili ko na kaya ko pala. Ang mahirap kasi sa atin, gagawa lang tayo ng paraan kapag sagad na tayo. Kapag hirap na tayo. Kapag lugi na tayo. Tandaan mo na kapag nag-grab ka ng opportunity, kapag nag-start ka ng negosyo, yes, may cost yan na pera. Pero kapag hindi ka nag-try, may cost din yan sa'yo. And the cost is delay. The cost is time. Halimbawa na lang may 2 tao. Parehas lang may 20,000. Yung isa, poor mindset, ayaw maglabas ng pera. Yung isa, walang pakialam. Yung isa, abundance mindset, kaya ko namang kitain to ulit. At least masusubukan ko. Agree ba kayo na pwedeng mabawasan yung pera niya? Yes, kasi may gastos, may expenses, right? Yung isa, ubos na pera niya. Tapos, nahihirapan na siya ngayon. Napapagod siya ngayon. Pwedeng nagbebenta siya ng produkto. Nare-reject siya, miserable buhay niya initially. Pero doon nabibuild yung character niya. Doon natututo. Let's just say nalugi siya. Gagawa ulit ng paraan? Yes, babawi yan. So, sobrang bigat. Sobrang miserable. Yung isa, may konti pang natera sa 20,000 niya. Kung matipid siya. Kasi alam naman natin, malaki ang expenses, right? Pero let's just say, may natera pa siya. Second month, may pera pa. And pwedeng kumikita pa siya ng konti kasi baka meron siyang trabaho. Yung isa, nakagawa na ulit ng paraan. Mas urgent na yung buhay niya. Grabe pinagdadaanan niya ngayon. Pero natututo siya, nag-grow siya. So habang tumatagal, yung isa, parang ang gaan ng buhay, parang okay lang. Yung isa, pabigat ng pabigat. Pero pag na-hit yung 6 months, 1 year, yung isa, ang dami na niyang alam. Alam niya yung mga negosyong hindi okay. Alam niya yung mga platforms na hindi okay. Alam niya kung paano magbenta. Ang dami na niyang na-acquire na skills. Ang dami niyang nakilalang mga tao. Na-build na niya yung character niya. Nag-grow na siya as a person. And ready na siya to take off. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, milyonaryo. Yung isa, pag may dumating na konting slight emergency, ubos yung pera at maghahanap din yan ng ibang opportunity na pagkakakitaan. Worse is mangungutang din yan, pambayad sa utang. Mangungutang din, pambayad sa problema. Versus yung isa, nangutang, pambayad sa negosyo. Nangutang para makapagsimula ng bago. And because of the sequencing of how we decide, because of how we evaluate the cost and the risk of everything in our lives, doon na tayo nananalo at natatalo. And when I say mahirap at mayaman, I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about the psychology. Tandaan nyo guys that being poor is a temporary situation. But having a poor mindset, having a poor belief is a mental condition. Ang pulube, bigyan mo ng 5 milyon, ano mangyayari sa pera? Ubus yan. Ang milyonaryo, tanggalan mo ng pera. Makakabawi, hindi. Makakabawi. So it's not about the money. It's about the psychology. It's about understanding that doing and not doing both has a cost. Pag may ginawa ka, may cost. Pag wala ang ginawa, cost. Pag nag-take ka ng action, marireject ka. Pag hindi ka nag-take ng action, may cost din yun sa'yo, yung time mo. Pag nag-start ka magnegosyo, may cost na pera. Pag hindi ka nag-start magnegosyo, you are losing the opportunity. You are losing time. There will always be a cost for everything that we do. That is why you have to choose. Ano talaga yung gagawin mo? Will you continue choosing to avoid the risk? Or this time, you will choose something that will change your life. Something na pwedeng magbigay sa'yo ng goals mo at mga pangarap mo. Ikaw pa rin ang mamimili niyan. I'm just here to share with you my personal experience around evaluating cost and risk. Number 5, decisions are the primary factor that controls our life. Who you are right now is a byproduct of your decisions yesterday, last week, last month, last year, or maybe 5 to 10 years ago. Kung sino ka ngayon dahil yan sa decision mo kahapon. Kung puyat ka ngayon kasi nagpuyat ka kagabi, nag-decide ka eh. Kung may bangs ka ngayon kasi pinili mo magpabangs, di ba? A lot of people are bashing, a lot of people are telling me, Sir MJ Kalbo. Alam ko. Pinili ko to eh, nag-decide akong magpakalbo, di ba? So bottom line, who we are, what we wear, anong itsura natin, may product yan ng decisions natin. So ibig sabihin, hindi ka pwedeng manisa ng ibang tao sa resulta ng decision mo, that's one. Pangalawa, kailangan maging responsable ka at accountable ka sa lahat ng magiging decisions mo. Pangatlo, kailangan mag-decide ka na ngayon na. At meron tayong 3 elements in terms of decision making. And this is something na tinuturo ko sa mga advanced courses po natin. So you probably already know that we have Success Blueprint. It's the best transformational online course right now. So yung ituturo ko sa inyo ngayon, nasa self-mastery po siya. And it's actually a premium and exclusive course na ino-offer lang natin sa lahat ng students ng Success Blueprint. Para lang sa mga taong decided. Kasi hindi siya mura. So ano bang meron sa self-mastery? I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of the lessons there, which is the formula for decision making. So merong 3 elements when we decide. We have the needs, the beliefs, and the state. Meron tayong tinatawag ng human need structure and psychology. We will not talk about that because we need weeks to talk about the human need psychology. Pero ano bang ibig sabihin ng needs? You have to understand the difference between needs and wants. Because at the end of the day, we usually get our needs but not our wants. Di ba yung mga nanay natin, lista ng lista, di ba? Lista yan ng bills, lista yan ng kuryente, ng dapat bayaran, mga expenses and something like that. At sobrang nai-stress sila doon, tama ba? But lahat ng nakasulat na yan, lahat ng expenses na yan, ang tawag dyan needs. At kahit may stress ka, mahirapan ka, mapagod ka, di ba nababayaran naman yung needs? Di ba nakukuha naman yung needs? Kasi yung mga needs na yan, kailangan. Part yan ng tinatawag natin na necessity. So parte siya ng tinatawag din natin na standards. So if life is this, and we want this, nasabi ko na to kanina, the problem with most people is gagawa lang ng paraan kapag dapang-dapa na, kapag hirap na, kapag talo na, kapag bagsak na. So pag bagsak, urgent, balik. And this is how it goes. Pag ikaw bumaba sa level ng comfort zone mo, bumaba sa level ng standards mo, ang tawag dito ay resistance. And your mind doesn't want that. Your body doesn't like that. Your heart feels bad around that feeling. Your heart doesn't like that. So ano gagawin ng katawan mo? Pipilitin niyang makabalik. So ang gagawin ng utak, puso't katawan mo, magiging aligned yan, tas ibabalik niya sa comfort zone. Alright? Because this is the needs. Okay? Ngayon, meron kang wants. When life is this and we want this, again, iaangat mo yung sarili mo, di ba? Ito problema. Habang umaangat ka, you will feel the same amount of resistance. Akala mo pabagsak yung buhay mo, akala mo urgent na naman, akala mo negative na naman, kasi it's the same feeling. So yung pagbaba at pag-angat, parehas yung resistance. Okay? So ang problema doon, ito yung want mo, pero yung utak, puso't katawan mo, ibabalik ka niya sa need. Ibabalik ka niya sa comfort zone. So ang goal mo, kailangan yung want mo maging need na. Kailangan maging gustong-gusto mo siya. And there's a process in how to do that. Example na lang sa inyo guys. Kung ang sweldo mo 20,000, tapos nakaranas ka ng 50,000, babalik ka pa ba sa 20? Di ba hindi na? Basically, tumaas yung standard mo, right? Yun na yung bago mong need, bago mong standard, bago mong identity. So the challenge is, paano mo iaangat yung identity mo? Paano mo babaguhin yung identity mo? Yan ang pinag-uusapan natin sa Success Blueprint. It's because when we look at other people, kaya nga mahilig tayong magkumpara, di ba? We only see the shiny, outstanding results that they have, right? The results and the events. Underlying the results and the events, and this is actually the iceberg framework, underneath the results, underneath the success, there's actions and behaviors, right? So we have to act, we have to do something. We have to behave a certain way. Pero di ba yung success ng ibang tao parang pilit? So pag pilit ang success, mabilis nawawala. Meron ka rin bang kakilala na naging successful na or may achievement na pero hindi pa rin masaya? From actions and behaviors kasi, meron pang mas malalim which is what we call the self-image. Your standards. your identity. So, ibig sabihin, pag nagbago yung self-image mo, yung identity mo, automatic magbabago yung actions and behaviors mo. So, hindi siya pilit, automatic siya, nakaprograma ka na that way. And you will create results and events na gusto mo sa buhay mo. Ang good news, it will be sustainable, you will be happy, you will be fulfilled, and you will have a meaningful life. Meaning, masaya ka sa resulta. Because a lot of people hindi naman talaga masaya sa pera at resultang meron sila. So imagine, successful ka na, may resulta ka na, nakuha mo na yung mga bagay na gusto mo, may long-term happiness ka pa. So the bigger question now is, Sir MJ, paano ba babaguhin yung self-image? Diyan na papasok yung structure of living. Ano yung pwede mong gawin every single day? Ano yung tamang structure? Ano yung tamang design to change your self-image? To change your identity? Yan ang tinuturo natin sa Success Blueprint course. Because I'm here to tell you that we are creating massive results now and we are constantly transforming the lives of people to the point na yung mga graduate ng course, paulit-ulit pa silang nagbe-breakthrough at nagtatransform. Ganyan ka-powerful ang Success Blueprint. After Success Blueprint, you can move forward to Self and Sales Mastery. Ang Self and Sales Mastery, guys, ang pinakayabang ko lang naman dyan, it's a proven system guaranteed to create results basta susundin mo at i-a-apply mo sa buhay mo. Because meron akong tinuruan ng Self and Sales Mastery 3 years ago. Noong 2024, guys, they are able to produce 747 million sales. At 7 lang silang tinuruan ko. I'm not talking about a team of 100 people. I'm talking about a team of 7 people. Ganyan ka-powerful and it's proven. Number 6, input equals output. So kung ano man yung resulta mo sa buhay mo ngayon, kung ano man yung output na meron ka, the outcomes that you have right now, it's because of the input, the work you've done. At kahit kailan, hindi mo pwedeng baguhin yung output. The only way to change the output is to change the input. So kapag hindi maganda yung output, hindi mo gusto yung resulta, ang babaguhin mo lang is yung input. Ano ba yung tinanim mo? Ano yung ginawa mo? Ano yung ginagawa mo araw-araw? So it's the same as saying that the results will be equal to actions multiplied by skills. So ang input, actions multiplied by skills yan. Kasi pwedeng araw-araw ka nagtatrabaho. Kasi pwedeng araw-araw ka nagtitake ng action. But if you have 0 skills, you will get 0 results. Kaya nga dapat habang nagtitake ka ng action, nade-develop din yung personality mo, nade-develop din yung skills mo, nag-grow ka dapat as a person. Sir MJ, paano ba magde-develop ng skills? Ang skills ay volume multiplied by time. So yung volume, yung daming beses mo siya ginagawa over a period of time. It's because if you will do something over and over a period of time, dyan mabibuild yung skills mo. At kapag meron ka ng skills, nag-take ka ng action, yan yung magkikreate ng resulta. Yan yung magiging input mo. So you have to have volume. A major example is content creation. Wala pong perfect formula sa pagkikreate ng content. Yes, pwede kang matuto. If you get the course 10 Powerful Skills, tinuturo ko dyan paano mag-close ng deal, mag-set ng goals, mag-prospecting, leadership. Pero meron din dyang lead generation and content creation. At napakamura lang po ng 10 Powerful Skills na course. And yes, marami kang matututunan doon. May ituturo akong formula. But here's the catch. If you really wanna win, you will apply the formula 100 times. So you will create 100 videos. That's volume. So ibig sabihin, if you can create 100 videos every month, in 1 year, that would be 1,200 videos. That's volume multiplied by time. Sa 1,200 videos, may 1, 2, 3, 10 na magte-trending dyan. 10 na sobrang taas ng views. Doon sa 10 na yon, aaralin mo yung patterns ng 10 video. Aaralin mo kung anong elements ang meron doon. Yung script, yung sinabi mo, yung lighting, yung laman ng video, yung context ng video, yung intro, yung hook, yung buong story. Aralin mo ngayon paano mo siya ginawa. And you will duplicate that video for the next 1,200 videos next year. If that will be your structure for the whole year, you will eventually win as a content creator. Even as a marketer. If you will market that way, ganyan karaming videos yung ina-upload mo, ganyan kakasipag, ganun kagrabe yung volume, eventually you will build the skill. Kaya ang laban sa buhay, input equals output. Pag hindi mo gusto yung resulta, huwag ka manisin ng ibang tao. Kasi ang resulta mo nanggaling yan sa input mo, sa ibinigay mo, sa ginawa mo. Number 7, the best love story is when you fall in love with yourself. Now, a lot of people, especially in social media nowadays, a lot of people had been longing for love and connection and belongingness, and that is actually the main reason why we feel really bad, we feel really insecure, kasi nga hindi nagmamatch yung gusto natin, yung expectations natin, dun sa mga nakakarelasyon natin, even in business, in building teams, especially in intimate relationships. Ang dami sa atin nade-depress, nag-anxiety, bumababa yung tingin sa sarili. It's because hindi nila nare-receive yung love na alam naman nilang deserve nila. The problem is, we are always looking for love externally. And what I've learned in my life, guys, especially during the time na na-depress ako, kasi nga I lost 20 million in the process. So can you imagine, bigay ka ng bigay, all you want is to help people, you are creating value, you are creating content, you are spending time, binigay mo yung knowledge, yung puso mo, nagmalasakit ka, minahal mo yung mga tao, tapos lolokohin ka pa, tapos after kang lokohin, sisiraan ka pa, sisisihin ka pa, kahit in reality, pinaganda mo yung buhay nila at sila yung umubos ng pera nila at inubos din nila yung pera mo, kumbaga. And of course, if you are in that space, if you are in that moment, iisipin mo na, bakit nangyayari to? Baka hindi ko talaga deserve ng pagmamahal, baka hindi ko talaga deserve ng success, baka hindi ko talaga deserve yumaman, baka hindi talaga ako magaling, and stuff like that. So marami kang mabibuild na stories, right? But I realized, when I immersed myself in personal development, inaral ko lahat ng libro ni Tony Robbins, binili ko lahat ng programs niya, and then pumunta pa ako ng Florida to attend Business Mastery, tapos Date with Destiny, and now I'm really immersed in Tony's community. Nung una pa lang na binasa ko na yung mga libro, guys, the number one step to create lasting change, at tinuturo ko rin to sa Success Blueprint, sa Self-Mastery, guys. The first step to create lasting change is to appreciate and love who you are. Kasi guys, imagine nyo, ang dami kong pera, ang ganda ng kotse ko, nag-grow yung mga negosyo ko. Pero bakit nawalan ako ng tiwala sa sarili ko? Bakit naubos yung buho ko? Bakit ako na-depressed? Kasi bigay ako ng pagmamahal sa ibang tao, bigay ako ng bigay ng attention sa ibang tao, bagay na hindi ko binibigay muna sa sarili ko. Na parang ang taas ng resistance pag para sa akin na, pero pag para sa iba, bigay agad. Kaya nga sabi ko, it's the best love story. Paano mo mamahalin yung sarili mo kung hindi mo kilala yung sarili mo? Kung wala kang blueprint, if you don't know who you are. If you don't know who you are and what you want, then what are you doing? Anong ginagawa mo araw-araw? Diba ang hirap nun? So kung wala kang direction, hindi ka makakarating sa tamang destination. At kung hindi mo kilala sarili mo, paano mo mamahalin yung sarili mo? So to create lasting change, you have to build a blueprint first. But to those of you who wants to be successful, what you need is a success blueprint. At ako lang ang nagtuturo niyan sa Pilipinas. And after that, we will move on to self-mastery. Diyan na ngayon papasok yung exponential success. I'm here to tell you, success blueprint pa lang, ang dami ng magagandang resulta. Lalo na sa self-mastery. Pero para dumating sa point na kaya mo mag-invest sa sarili mo, kailangan mahal mo muna yung sarili mo. As simple as that. And I've seen people transform their lives. I've seen people having breakthroughs simply because they started loving themselves. Nagsimula lang talaga silang mahalin yung sarili nila. Sabi nga, di ba, ako naman muna. Parang ganito guys, if you love someone, di ba, aaralin mo lahat ng gusto niya. Kikilalanin mo siya. Kinikilala mo rin yung pamilya niya. Aalamin mo yung gusto niya para yun ang ibibigay mo sa kanya. Alam mo yung pagmamahal na hinahanap niya. Inaaral mo rin yung mga bagay na ayaw niya para yun yung iiwasan mong gawin at yun yung ilalayo mo sa kanya yung mga bagay na ayaw niya. Tapos, inaalam mo rin yung mga pangarap niya, yung goals niya so that you can support the person. Because you love the person. Tama? Tapos ito na, dumating sa point na magkalayo kayo. Hindi ka rin okay, bagsak ka rin. May pinagdadaanan ka rin iyo. Pero nangangailangan siya ng tulong. Nangangailangan siya ng suporta at nag-open siya. Binuksan niya yung sarili niya sa'yo. Sabi niya sa'yo, I need you right now and this is my problem. Regardless of how you feel, regardless of your situation, kung mahal na mahal mo yung tao, you will show up for the person. At minsan dumadating sa point na yung taong yan, toxic na eh, negative na eh. Hindi na okay yung sinasabi. Pero dahil mahal mo, you are giving love and compassion. It's because you understand, naiintindihan mo na baka kaya siya toxic ngayon kasi marami siyang pinagdadaanan. But here's my question. If you can do that for other people, bakit hindi mo siya kayang gawin para sa sarili mo? Dapat alam mo yung bagay na gusto mo para yun ang ibigay mo sa sarili mo. Para pag nabe-burnout ka na, pagod ka na, hirap ka na, tas feeling mo hindi mo na naman deserve ng success. Simple lang eh, ibigay mo sa sarili mo yung alam mong gusto mo. Yung mga bagay na ayaw mo, iwasan mo. Alam mo naman sa sarili mong ayaw mo yun eh. May pangarap ka, may goals ka, suportahan mo sarili mo. Alam mo sa sarili mo ngayon na toxic ka na, negative ka na magsalita, negative ka na mag-isip. Pero ano ginagawa mo? Hard ka lalo sa sarili mo. Dinadown mo pa lalo sa sarili mo. Pero di ba dapat you're giving yourself more kindness? Pag hindi ka okay, pag bagsak ka, that's the perfect time to be kind to yourself. To give yourself more love. And maybe, just maybe, the main reason why hindi ka makausad, hindi ka makamove forward, stuck ka, kasi hindi mo mahal yung sarili mo. So start loving yourself right now. At magsisimula kang ma-in-love sa sarili mo kapag nakilala mo na yung sarili mo. The best way to understand who you are, to discover who you are, is the Success Blueprint course. Because we have proof already. We have proof, we have results, at ikaw na lang ang hinihintay. Give yourself the gift of a new life. Number 8, proximity is power. Kung kanino ka dumidikit, maduduplicate mo yung buhay, yung utak, yung lengguwahe ng tao. Ito lagi kong sinasabi. Pag nagsasama ka sa 4 na chismosa, panlima ka na. Pag nagsasama ka sa 4 na sugarol, panglima ka na. Pag nagsasama ka sa 4 na toxic, panlima ka na. Pag nagsasama ka sa 4 na negative, panglima ka na. Pero pag nagsasama ka sa 4 na milyonaryo, panglima ka na. Let's start with the pattern of language. May mga tao na ang lengguwahe laging kawawa, laging biktima, laging naninisi ng ibang tao. Usapang lengguwahe tayo. Kung ikaw pinanganak ka sa Cebu at Bisaya ka at tumira ka ng Manila, do we agree na kung ang kasama mo araw-araw, Tagalog at English, ganun sila mag-usap, nakikipag-usap ka sa kanila, di ba matututo ka? Another example, Pinoy ka, napunta ka sa ibang bansa, Germany, France, Italy, pag araw-araw naririnig mo yung lengguwahe at aaralin mo siya, di ba ang bilis mong matutunan ng lengguwahe? Same goes in life. May lengguwahe ang mga magagaling. May lengguwahe ang mga mayayaman. So if you can change the pattern of your language from victim to hero, from loser to winner, you will eventually win in life. So pag nagsasama ka sa mga taong ang gusto manalo, matuto, tumulong sa ibang tao, you will eventually learn and duplicate those patterns. Sa utak natin, meron tayong tinatawag na mirror neurons. Kung sino yung kasama mo lagi, maduduplicate mo kung paano sila mag-isip, gumalaw at mag-decide. That is why you have to protect your space. Diyan napapasok yung community, yung taong pinapakinggan mo lagi, at yung mentor mo. Yung mentor mo, di ba kinokopya mo kung paano siya mag-take ng action, yung principles niya sa buhay, kung paano siya magsalita. Minsan nga dumadating sa point na kung paano magsalita yung mentor mo o yung taong lagi mong pinapanood, ganun ka na rin magsalita, di ba? Yung body language mo, same na rin. And soon, pati yung success niya, makokopya mo na rin. But you have to be immersed in it. Ang Nara tree, pag nilagay mo sa paso, hindi yan lalaki. Pero pag ang Nara tree, nilagay mo sa malawak na lupain, healthy yung soil, lalaki at lalaki yan. So dapat ikaw, ilagay mo yung sarili mo sa lugar na pwede kang mag-grow. Ilagay mo yung sarili mo sa isang community na in-nurture ka, na susuportahan ka, na mamahalin ka. The good news is, in Success Blueprint, you will have me as your mentor. And you will also have a community of people like you. At napaka-powerful ng community natin sa Success Blueprint. So it will be your choice. Number 9. Clarity and momentum will solve your problems. Let's start with clarity. A lot of people, kaya sobrang namumroblema tayo. Kasi minsan hindi natin alam ano yung problema. At hindi natin alam na baka tayo yung problema. Is we don't know how to evaluate the problem. It's because the quality of your life is directly proportional to how you evaluate the situation. So yung experience mo sa buhay, halimbawa, ang ganda na nangyayari, pero negative ka. Mali yung evaluation mo. Mali yung perspective mo. Diba hindi rin magiging maganda yung experience mo? I'm gonna give you a funny, relatable example. Naiintindihan naman natin yung mga nanay, bakit sila ganito. Pero nakakatawa lang, diba? Halimbawa, pupunta tayo ng outing. Tapos magkakasama sa isang jeep, diba? Magkakasama kayo sa isang van or jeep. Tapos punta kayo ng swimming, buong pamilya. So ready na lahat, excited na lahat, tapos nagpipicture na, tapos naglo-lotion ka, excited, nagkakwentuhan. Sasabihin ng nanay, oh, naisara niyo ba yung pinto? Oh, nadaligan niyo ba yung ganito? O yung aso, nabigyan niyo ba ng pagkain? O naisara niyo ba yung banyo? Napatay niyo ba yung ilaw sa loob? O yung susi ng bahay? Eh nagturuan na. Uy, wala sa akin yung susi. Sasabihin ng isa, ay wala sa akin. Yung isa nagsiselfie, nagpapakyut. Yung isa nag-aayos ng eyelashes sa jeep. Yung isa sobrang tindi, no? Meron kayong kapatid or pinsan na kayang mag-eyeliner kahit yumuyugyug sa jeep, di ba? Kayang mag-lipstick habang nasa jeep, di ba? But bottom line, naiwan yung susi. Hindi maintindihan kung nasan yung susi. Walang umaamin. What will happen? It will ruin the outing. Buong biyahe stress yan. Pwedeng umikot yan. Pero hindi na-evaluate nung isa na nasa bulsa pala niya. Baka kasi hindi niya kayang i-accept na siya yung unang nagsara ng pinto, siya yung naglock ng gate, hindi niya naaalala or hindi siya willing i-accept yung accountability. And that's what's happening in our lives. Minsan may mga problemang hindi natin matanggap na tayo yung may gawa. Because the first step in solving a problem is recognizing that there is one. And maybe you are one. So ayan na yung problema, hindi mo matanggap, in denial ka, naninisi ka ng ibang tao, ano mangyayari sa problema? Madadagdagan yung problema. So since nadagdagan na yung problema, kasi hindi mo kayang i-accept, hindi mo matanggap yung unang problema, madadagdagan pa yan ng another problema, mas maraming problema, at sa sobrang dami na ng problema, hindi mo na alam alin yung poproblemahin mo, kasi nga ang dami ng problema na nagsimula sa unang problema na hindi mo ma-accept, o baka hindi mo alam kung ano yung problema na yun kasi hindi ka marunong mag-evaluate ng problema. So sino talagang problema? Ikaw. But if you have clarity, madali mong masosolve yung problema, because now you know how to define the problems in solvable terms. Na instead na magturo, hindi ako humawak ng susi, hindi ako nagsara ng pinto. Teka guys, check nga natin yung bulsa natin, check nyo sa bag nyo. Someone has to lead. Someone has to have clarity. Simple lang naman yung hinahanap, susi ng bahay. Hindi tinanong sinong dapat sisihin, sinong may kasalanan, ano tanong, nasa ng susi, na isara ba yung bahay? So ang simple, lahat tayo, let's check our pockets. Lahat tayo, let's check our bags. Because our goal is to find the key. If you have a family, if you have a community, if you have a team dedicated to focus on solving one particular problem, masasolve hindi. Masasolve, ang bilis mo masosolusyonan ng problema. Pero para mag-focus ang isang grupo sa isang problema, one at a time, kailangan i-define muna ano yung problema. And that means clarity. Ano naman yung momentum? If you have clarity, if you are clear with where you wanna go in life. Because again, sabi ko nga sa inyo, you will only be pointed towards the right direction if you have a destination. So it involves clarity to have a destination. So ngayon, may direction ka na. Moving towards your destination, may mga lalabas na problema. Kung patigil-tigil ka, mahihirapan kang solusyonan yung mga problema. Pero kung dire-diretso ka, tuloy-tuloy ka lang, pwede kang mag-take off at pwede mong malampasan lahat ng mga problema mo. It's because you already have the momentum. Parang pag-gym lang yan. Mas madaling mag-gym ng buong taon kung meron kang 3 months na halos araw-araw mo siyang ginagawa, na consistent ka. Mas madaling magnegosyo buong taon kung ngayon pa lang sinisimulan mo siya ng tama at hindi ka tumitigil, nagbibuild ka ng momentum. Mas madaling magbenta ng produkto kung ngayon pa lang sinisimulan mo na mag-create ng content, kung ngayon pa lang inaaral mo na yung dapat mong gawin. Pero kung magtatry ka ng konti, lamang pa yung pahinga mo, lamang pa yung pabebe mo, eventually madadagdagan yung problema mo. So you have to build momentum first. Matutunan ko yan guys eh. Like in the past, I have like 100 problems. Nag-focus ako in solving the first 10 problems. Pero after ko makapag-solve ng isa, hindi ako titigil. Kasi na-realize ko, pag nag-solve ako ng isa, tumigil ako, mas mabilis madagdagan yung problema versus makapag-solve ng problema. So nakapag-solve ako ng isa, nagdagdagan ng 2. So ang ginawa ko this time, nag-solve ako ng isa, after solving 1 problem, wala mo ng celebration, diretso sa pangalawa, pangatlo, pang-4, 10 problema, dire-diretso. After that, nagtuloy-tuloy, tapos lahat ng problema. Ganyan ka-powerful ang clarity and momentum. Number 10, focus on the now. If you will focus on the future, you will have anxiety. You will worry constantly. If you will focus on the past, your life will eventually be painful and miserable. But if you focus on the now, you will be happy. Sir MJ, ang gusto ko, yung future ko maging maganda eh. I have a vision for the future. I have goals and dreams. Kaya nga ang goals and dreams, sineset po natin. Kailangan mag-decide ka na sa goals mo, kailangan mag-decide ka na sa pangarap mo, gawan mo ng plano because what you want today is to focus on being present in the moment. It's to focus on taking massive action connected to the future that you want. That's what I mean. A lot of people are too focused on the future to the point na hindi na sila makaalis sa now. Wala silang ginagawa now. Nangangarap na lang sila now. Guys, kapag nangangarap ka nang wala kang ginagawang action, that's wishful thinking. Sa Tagalog, wish ko lang. Hindi pwedeng isip ka lang na isip, ito yung goals ko, ito yung pangarap ko, ito yung vision ko. You have to act, you have to take action. So what we want is to learn from the past. Lahat ng nangyari from the past, negative, toxic, mabigat, challenges, ginawa yan, dinaanan natin yan para matuto tayo. So ang daladala natin, hindi yung memories of the past, ang daladala natin yung learnings and lessons from the past. Parang yung tinuturo ko sa inyo. Imbes na magpabebe ako ngayon, ang dami kong learnings na sineshare sa inyo ngayon. Because what I have right now are principles and tools na ginamit ko from the past na nakatulong sa akin. At ngayon, ito yung daladala ko in 2025 to build momentum. That is why I'm sharing it with you. Sa future naman, hindi pwede na habang naglalakad ka, lagi ka nakatingala. Imagine mo, naglalakad ka, nakatingala ka lang lagi, yayaman ako. Baka malaglag ka sa bangbang. Baka malaglag ka sa kanal. Baka madapa ka, madulas ka. Hindi kasi pwedeng lagi kang nakatingala. So most of the time, you will stop, you will look up, you will be grateful to God, and you will imagine your future. From time to time, you can do that. Pero hindi pwedeng doon ka lang nakafocus. So again, ang tamang gawin, mag-decide ka na. Ano yung future na gusto mo para sa sarili mo? What do you want? Pag decided ka na sa future, planuhin mo. Pag may plano na, you can then focus on the now. So if you focus on the now, you will be happy, you will be more productive, and eventually, you will get to the future that you want. The future that you deserve. Kung tinapos mo yung video, sure ako gustong-gusto mong matuto. Kung paulit-ulit mong pinapanood yung mga videos, hindi naman to entertaining eh. These are all lessons eh. Minsan nga tatamaan ka pa eh. Minsan nga masakit pa, di ba? Pero kung paulit-ulit mong pinapanood, ini-internalize mo, nagno-notes ka pa, tapos nagbabala ka pa mag-enroll sa mga courses, sure ako na gusto mo talagang matuto. Sure ako na gusto mo talagang yumaman. Sure ako na magiging maganda yung future mo. Pero dapat i-apply mo yung learnings. After listening to this video, after watching this video, focus on the now. Take action quick. Mag-focus ka sa dapat mong gawin ngayon. Kasi ikaw mismo, alam mo sa sarili mo kung ano yung dapat mong gawin. And if you want me to be your mentor, if you want to be part of my community regardless of your career, kahit nasang bansa ka, kahit nasang industriya ka, pwede ka dito. Because we have students from all over the world with different backgrounds, different businesses, different industries, different companies, and we are helping each other. We have the most amazing community and of course, the most dedicated mentor. Aside from the value you will get from the course, I'm actually engaging, creating challenges, creating campaigns para mas matulungan pa yung community because this year, I will do my best to help you, but you have to be willing to help yourself. So yun lang guys, this is the end of the video and always remember that all I want is for you to become more successful and for you to reach the next level success. Again, my name is MJ Lopez and see you soon.